And let's hype some players. What do you say? It is time for us to get to Wired Differently. Presented by Fios, by Verizon, Bucky, Lance. These are the players that impressed you the most today.
I mean, do I really even need to say his name? Myles Garrett for Texas A&M. He is very,
name.
very impressive because coming into this, everyone talked about him being a freak athlete, talked about his ability to kind of mirror some of the things that Julius Peppers was able to do or has been able to do throughout his career. When you look at the athletic traits, Myles Garrett certainly has those things on display. 4.64 in the 40, had a 41-inch vertical jump. You saw him move around, and the thing is, it is just raw, pure athleticism. He's a guy that, look, it's not the smoothest or the most fluid when it comes to changing direction, but if you put the ball down and have him run around the edge, he has some natural bend and burst. He has some explosiveness to him. He has power and pop to his game. He's going to be a guy that averages 10 or more sacks a year, and he's going to be the anchor of a defense as an end defender.
Ran about a tenth of a second faster in his 40 than Julius Peppers had. A little bit behind Jadeveon Clowney and pretty much right in step with Khalil Mack. Obviously, there are some size, weight combinations to be sorted out there, but all high-end players. All right, Lance, who impressed you the most?
I'm going to go with Hassan Reddick from Temple, and I've been a big fan of his since I watched the tape on Reddick in December. And I was calling scout friends, like, have you seen him? What do you know about him? And some guys had seen him, some guys hadn't. I was very excited, and I was excited to see him show up and show out at the Senior Bowl. He did it again here at the Combine. The 40-yard dash is just one small example of his athleticism. Had a great broad jump, explosive, 11'1" broad jump, very high on the vertical as well. And you see, I mean, he's got the feet. This is a former defensive back who's been playing a little bit of linebacker, a lot of defensive end. He's going to transition back to linebacker. I think he can play 4-3 will. I think he can play 3-4 inside backer, and I think he can play 3-4 outside linebacker or rush backer on sub packages. So to me, he's the new face of NFL versatility, a guy who can play all over the field and really be a weapon for a creative defensive coordinator to deploy all over the field.
That's the value that you're looking for. You're looking for blue-chip players who can do a variety of different things, give you a different amount of plays to be able to make contributions. He can do that, whether it's an edge player, whether it's moving back to inside linebacker, or even playing in coverage, or coming off the edge. He has a lot of things that he brings to the table.
Locked himself into the first round today.
I mean, we discussed it in the moment, too. It's funny, you know, what used to be a negative and was described as a tweener, and where's his home, how's he going to fit in, is now a total positive, and versatility.
The game is changing.
The game has changed so much.
The spread offense has changed the game because now on defense you have to change the way that you approach the offense. How do you want to defend it? You have to put specialists in and allow them to do what they do. These teams are looking at those skills and trying to figure out how can I get the max out of him.
You watch a lot of college football. You call college football. It's a trickle up. You watch a lot of high school football too, and I in Texas. It's a trickle-up league where players and philosophies, you know, it trickles up from high schools and lower levels of college, and then it makes its way to the NFL last, and you guys have seen that. I mean, the trickle-up has really begun to change the NFL quite a bit.
Yeah, whatever you want to call them. Hybrid players, versatility players, you have got to be able to stay on the field. They want to, I would assume, have as few sub-packages as possible so you can keep guys and simply move them around on that chessboard as opposed to having to replace them. And it's kind of what we've been getting to all day today with the defensive ends, the defensive linemen, and the linebackers. It is remarkable to watch how much the league has changed in just the last half decade. All right.